"Come on, Mr. Frodo," he cried. "I can't carry it for you, but I can carry you and it as well. So up you get. Come on, Mr. Frodo, dear. Sam will give you a ride. Just tell him where to go, and he'll go." Hello, my great friends. I hope you all are having a fantastic day wherever you are in Middle-earth. Yoyston here with a long overdue epic character history on the Gardener of Bag End and one of the greatest heroes of the Third Age, Samwise Gamgee. Let's jump right in and discuss the history of this incredible hobbit. Born on April 6th, 2980 of the Third Age, or 1380 in Shire reckoning, Samwise Gamgee was the youngest son of Hamfast and Bel Gamgee. The Gamgee family was known as a simple and conservative family within the Shire, never asking to go beyond their means to seek adventure, and remaining humble all the while. Sam's father Hamfast was known as the Gaffer, and he was Bilbo Baggins' gardener, while Bilbo still retained the mastery of Bag End. The Gaffer would go on to teach Sam the art of horticulture, or gardening, and Sam would be the only one out of his 2 sisters and 3 brothers to follow the vocation of his father. In his youthful years, Sam would spend much time listening to Bilbo's stories, and learning his letters from the adventurous hobbit. Besides gardening, Sam would often spend time at the Green Dragon Inn at Bywater, and he would become close friends with the Cotton family and many other hobbits as well. After Bilbo's birthday party in 3001 of the Third Age, Frodo would become the master of Bag End, and Sam would garden for him, like his Gaffer gardened for Bilbo, while still living with Hamfast in the Hobbit Hole No. 3 Bagshot Row, which was close to Bag End. After many years of peaceful living, Sam and his master's friends Meriadoc Brandybuck, Powdergreen Took, and Fredegar Bolger noticed more and more odd happenings concerning Frodo. After Merry grew suspicious in the year 3000 when he saw Bilbo turn invisible to avoid meeting with the Sackville Bagginses. When Frodo began to say farewell to his favorite places, arranged to sell Bag End to the Sackville Bagginses, and had secret talks with Gandalf, his friends knew that something odd was definitely happening. At this time, in 3018 of the Third Age, the 4 hobbits formed a conspiracy to learn what Frodo was up to and help him if they could. So, Sam eavesdropped on Frodo's conversation with Gandalf one morning, but he was caught by the wizard, and he was forced to accompany Frodo on his quest to destroy Bilbo's grandest treasure, the One Ring. However, Sam's loyalty and love for Frodo shows us that he wouldn't have had it any other way. And so we truly begin the events of The Lord of the Rings, and since we all mostly know what Sam's roles are within the tale, I'll quickly summarize his journey. Sam would go on to help his master move to Crickhollow in Buckland as a way to escape the Shire without raising suspicion. The Hobbits' conspiracy would be revealed to Frodo, and Merry and Pippin would join Frodo and Sam on their adventures. The Hobbits would go through the Old Forest, Bree, the Lone Lands, and the Trollshaws before making it to Rivendell. Along the way, Sam would meet his lifelong friend, Bill the Pony, who would journey with him on the quest for a time before being turned away and eventually finding his Hobbit master once again in the later part of the story. Thus, the Fellowship of the Ring would be created, and these additional companions would help Frodo until the breaking of the Fellowship near Amunhen, and from there Frodo and Sam would continue alone, until they captured the creature Gollum and bound him to their quest as well. The 3 would journey through Gondor and have encounters with the Rangers of Ithilien, before going on to the pass of Cirith Ungol and meeting the spider Shelob. Sam's courage, that had been growing through the whole adventure thus far, peaked when he fought off Gollum, and then Shelob to save his master and the One Ring from certain peril. Sam would go on to take the One Ring after thinking that Frodo had perished, but once he discovered that Frodo lived, he rescued his master from the orc-held Tower of Cirith Ungol. After saving Frodo, Sam would be the second and last being to give up the One Ring of his own volition, the first being Bilbo. However, Sam, one of the purest of characters in the legendarium, had been tempted to take the ring for himself and become the hero of the age, but his plain hobbit sense and humble character dismissed those thoughts and ideas. And so, with the help of Sam, Frodo eventually made it to Mount Doom, before being overcome by Gollum, who hit Sam in the back with a stone, took Frodo's finger, and claimed the One Ring for himself. Gollum would jump and dance before meeting his end in the fires of Orodruin. Sam and Frodo would then be saved by Gandalf and the Great Eagles, and they would be celebrated on the fields of Cormailin. For their valiant actions, King Elisar knelt before them, and the 2 dwelt in Gondor for a time before returning home. However, when Sam and his friends had returned home, they found that it was under the control of Sharky, or Sauron the Wizard, and so the 4 hobbits called the Shire to arms, and Sam helped lead the hobbits to freedom while also assuring the safety of his family and the Cotton family. The valor of the hobbits overcame the evil men and their foul leader, and the Shire was saved. But the nature of the land had taken a toll. Using the soil that Lady Galadriel of Lothlorien gave to him, Sam replanted and enlivened much of the Shire. Sam also planted a silver nut where the party tree had been, and it grew into a Malorn tree, which would be the only Malorn tree west of the Misty Mountains and east of the Sundering Seas. Sam would go on to marry Rose Cotton, or Rosie, and they would have 13 children over the years of the late Third Age and early Fourth Age. His children would take the name Gardener in honor of Samwise, the one who restored the nature of the Shire. Frodo would leave Sam as his heir, and he would inherit Bag End and the Red Book of Westmarch after Frodo sailed west at the end of the Third Age. Using the skills that Bilbo had taught him, he would contribute to the Red Book of Westmarch and write poems as well. In the year 6 of the Fourth Age, Sam began his first of 7 consecutive 7-year terms as the elected mayor of the Shire, and he would see the Shire restored and prosper. His life was a grand and full one, and it was likely that he had been blessed by the Valar or even Ilúvatar himself for all of his good deeds in the world. In 61 of the Fourth Age, Rosie Cotton would pass away, and so Sam gave his oldest daughter Eleanor the Red Book of Westmarch before going to the Grey Havens to sail into the west and be with his master once again. When he was last seen in Middle-earth, he was 102 years old. Sam was permitted to sail west, as he had also been a ring-bearer during his life, and so the tale, or rather legend, of Samwise Gamgee comes to a close. He would be succeeded by his many children, and his line would surely endure for many years and ages to come. From Sam Gamgee, we learn that loyalty, compassion, and love for our closest friends and family are some of the most important attributes we may have as people. With that love that we bear, we may also find our courage, and bring the world into a better place with the time that we have. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, please be sure to hit that like button and share this video with a friend. What are your thoughts on Sam Gamgee and his history? Please let me know in the comments below. For me, Sam is almost tied with Aragorn as my favorite character in Tolkien's world, as his virtues and courage all come from such a humble place, and he really made Middle-earth a better place while trying to just be a simple person doing the right thing. If you'd like to contact me more directly, please join us on Facebook and Twitter. And if you'd like to donate to the channel or listen to our new podcast, please consider joining us on Patreon. Links for those are in the description below. Don't forget to subscribe to join the Men of the West and all of the Free Peoples today, and I will see you all next weekend with a video about the War of Wrath. As always, thank you all for joining me on this adventure. Until the next one, my friends.